Welcome to the show and a very special Broadway edition of Kandid with Kendis. This has been a huge season for Broadway, with a bunch of A-list Hollywood actors like George Clooney, Denzel Washington, Jake Gyllenhaal, all hitting the stage and breaking box office records along the way. It sure doesn't hurt that some ticket prices were going for upwards of $1,000, but that's another story. I was lucky enough to sit down with some of the stars of Broadway's biggest shows this past season. But let's start with my favorite musical of the year, Sunset Boulevard. The Tony voters confirming what tens of thousands of theater fans have known. Sunset Boulevard is very good.
You're on Sunset Blvd.
Since last fall, the cast has been blowing people away with their performances and the reinvention of this classic Hollywood story. I sat down with the principal cast on a sun-drenched day on the top of the edge. Former pop star Nicole Scherzinger, and now Tony nominee for Best Actress, stars as an aging silent movie actress hoping for a comeback. And she sure knows how to make this aging TV guy feel good.
Thank you. You're gorgeous.
Nicole,
you are just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
Nicole, best known as lead singer for the Pussycat Dolls, now winning praise for her standout performance as Norma Desmond.
Your personality, your own, into this role. Do you kind
Hopefully that's a good thing.
No, it's great. No, because the performance is amazing.
Besides Oprah and Gail, many of her longtime fans and friends surprised and impressed by her performance, including old friend Chris Rock.
He was like, finally. And that is so rewarding to be able, after all these years, to wanting to be able to share all of my gifts and all of the sides of me and all of my talents.
The British actor Tom Francis makes his Broadway debut opposite Nicole, playing her love interest and focus of her obsession.
Sunset Boulevard, Lethal Boulevard.
And this moment, a first for Broadway. A performance live in the streets of the theater district.
It's so inspiring every single night, seeing all of these people. Like, there's so many people that make these shows happen every single night, and walking down those streets and doing that show and knowing how many people it takes in our show to make that happen. It's truly a testament to mankind.
Grace Hodgett-Young and David Thaxton round out the principal cast, a couple of British transplants quickly adapting to life in New York. David becoming a die-hard Mets fan after first watching the team in a New York City bar on Pix 11 in 2019.
And there was this Canadian guy who was on holiday next to me, and he thought about it, he went, "Who's your soccer team?" And I said, "Everton." And he laughed for a good 30 seconds. And he said to me, "The Mets are the Everton of baseball." So this will suit your narrative so well.
And Grace adapting to the city's walking culture.
There was a video of a man that was asleep on a subway, and there was a rat just crawling on him. So now I can't get that out of my head, and I think I'd rather walk, I think.
It's nearly closing. I thought you weren't going to show.
With the Tonys and a likely ensemble performance at the awards show, the cast is trying to stay focused.
I'm thinking we've got X amount of shows left, and we have to deliver them to the highest standard that we can.
Sunset Boulevard, this quintessential Hollywood story of love and murder, winning hearts in New York City. Did I mention I'm a fan of Sunset? I actually geeked out on a weeknight and went into the streets to watch Tom Francis do that walkabout outside the theater. It's actually faster than I thought it would be, and to be honest, much more riveting when you're actually watching it on the big screen in the theater, but fun still.
Thank you. Wind up in the ocean.
I went off topics though with the rest of the cast. One of them a Brit who is somehow a big fan of Pix 11 and the New York Mets, and another not quite a big fan of our New York City subway system.
The last time you were in New York for an extended period of time, 2019,
Yeah,
you somehow became a Mets fan?
I did, yeah.
How? Why?
So I came here in 2019 to learn Come From Away. I did Come From Away in London, but I joined halfway through the contract in the first year. And so our resident director couldn't put me in because she was directing something else. So part of the job was they were putting in 2 standbys for the North American tour, and they were learning it here. So part of the job was whoever gets this role has to go to New York and, learn the show. It's no order show. So, fantastic. Came here for the best part of a month, and I was in this bar, my favourite bar here, my favourite bar in the world, in fact. And I'd never heard of the Mets, and the baseball was on, and the Yankees were on behind me, and I heard of the Yankees, but there was something about this team that was on over here. It's like, what is it? I can't.
Were they winning?
Yes, they'd gone on a really hot streak, actually.
Oh, okay.
They won like 11, 12 games in a row from the day I landed. It was ages before they lost. So I thought I was feeling like I'm some sort of lucky charm, some talisman. I said, what is it about this team? Why can't I take I'm drawn to this team. And there was this Canadian guy who was on holiday next to me, and he said, thought about it, he went, who's your soccer team? And I said, Everton. And he laughed for a good 30 seconds. And he said to me, the Mets are the Everton of baseball. So this will suit your narrative so well. And he's right. On so many levels, he's right. However, things are looking up for both of them.
Yeah.
Very rich American owners.
Since then, you've become a Mets fan since then.
For sure.
You're on board with the Soto.
Oh, yeah. I read somewhere that Steve Cohen, since the time between when he bought the Mets and now, has made an additional $7 billion. So $765 million or whatever we're paying him.
Yeah.
That dude doesn't care.
It's okay.
It's fine.
And have you gone to the games?
Yes, I've been a couple of times at the end of last season. I went to the game. It made me realise that all the games I've been to before were either at the start of the season or midway through the season. We lost. Well, we'll play tomorrow. We played yesterday. We'll play the day after.
Yeah.
But I went to the game where we beat the Phillies. I think it was 2-1. Edwin Diaz had a 6-out save at the end, and it was the first baseball game I'd gone to where something was on the line, and it was so different. So people talk about how October ball is different to the rest of the time. You can totally see why.
That's hilarious.
The atmosphere was febrile. It was amazing.
That is absolutely hilarious. And Everton, I assume, are lovable losers.
They're very, very similar. Like, huge team in their own right, loads of history. They have an even bigger team in the same city that the whole world has heard of that overshadows them. Mm-hmm. They do all the sort of community work incredibly well. They like really great family club, proper fan base, amazing history, will always let you down.
The Mets.
So yeah, but again, we've also now both got like very rich new American owners.
Okay.
We've got a brand new stadium we're moving into. The future is bright.
Yeah, I'm out at Brooklyn. Now I'm down in Tribeca, right next to the Narrow. But I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra. And since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway.
I see more rats here than I did in London. But I don't know. It's hard. I feel like it's not fair because it's so much bigger. Like it's kind of bound to be a little bit dirtier. But I love the water.
Is the subway nicer?
I've been on it once. I'm a bit of a passenger princess, so it kind of scares me.
And a lot of Hollywood A-listers hitting up the New York stage this past season, and we all know Jay Ellis, who came to fame in HBO's Insecure. I was always Team Lawrence. And also he starred in Maverick Top Gun. Well, now he's making his New York stage debut with a new project where he not only acts, he raps.
Actor Jay Ellis has turned heads in the blockbuster Top Gun Maverick and HBO's hit series Insecure, while Stephanie Neuer brought intensity to the screen in Lioness. Now the two are sharing the spotlight in the powerful new stage drama Duke and Roya. Jay takes on the role of Duke, a global hip-hop sensation, and Stephanie plays Roya, a fearless Afghan interpreter. Their characters find an unexpected connection and a deep love in the middle of war-torn Kabul, Afghanistan.
This is a really interesting opportunity for two people from two completely different worlds to come together and explore not only their individual worlds, but really explore themselves and their self-identity through each other.
It's just a human story about love, and it's timeless. I mean, forbidden love has been told since the Greek mythology.
It does feel as if it takes you through very many emotions as your human self, and importantly, most importantly, there's always room to laugh. In every situation, there's always room to laugh. But for me, when I go and watch theatre, I hate coming out having felt nothing, as if I have not been changed on some kind of chemical, alchemical, atomic kind of level. And I think it should do that. I feel it will do that. Let me just own that. Because Stephanie's and Jay's performances are gorgeous and glorious and really, truly, deeply heartfelt. And I think we're not too shabby either.
We're trying.
We're trying. I think it's not,
we're the old geezers in the show.
The music is also fantastic. And literally they're honouring that young rapper. You believe, I would believe, oh my God, I want to buy his album.
Are you looking forward to the New York audience enjoying it?
I really am. I'm really curious because I haven't seen something like this on stage before.
Never.
Duke and Roya comes from the mind of acclaimed playwright Charles Randolph Wright, with a powerful producing team behind it. Among the industry heavyweights bringing the production to life are John Legend, Kerry Washington, Notori Naughton Lewis, and Mike Jackson.
You're working with some pretty big legends who are helping to produce this play.
We've got to bring our excellence, for sure.
We've got an amazing group of people behind this, but I think at the end of the day, like none of that matters if we're not doing the work. I think we have to be present and locked in with each other. You know, same thing with Noma and Dariush. Like, we get to go make magic every single day.
Time for Off Topics with Jay Ellis, what he revealed to me about the Spirit Tunnel dance on Jennifer Hudson's talk show.
So like the last time we saw each other, you were on the book tour.
I was on a book tour, man.
Talking about...
I was at the start of a book tour.
In his new memoir, actor Jay Ellis makes a surprising admission to the world. He had an imaginary friend.
You may notice.
There's somebody, you left a seat. I appreciate it.
You needn't go far into the book for the revelation. It's right there in the title. Did everyone have an imaginary friend, or just me?
What has the reaction been like since then?
It's been amazing, man. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
I beat the baker and the maker of the piece of my pie. Now break a 10.
What's up, guys? Let's go. But like just being out, man. Like, you know, I think I did 18 events in 16 cities in 20 days.
Wow.
So I was moving a lot, but the reception was crazy. To have people run up to me and tell me their stories of their childhood imaginary friend or their child's childhood imaginary friend, or you know, my kid is starting to do this and what should I do, and to hear stories of just people's childhood and how we get to who we are as adults. It's been amazing. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Feels good.
Did you practice your Spirit Tunnel dance?
I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. No, but I'm gonna tell you a story.
Mufasa dance, and then you're like,
no, but let me tell you a
story.
Let me tell you a story. All right, so I'm actually here in New York doing press for Running Point, and I'm doing Watch What Happens Live. Yeah. And the other guest on the show is a friend of mine, is Gabrielle Union. And Gab asked me to go do something that night, and I was like, oh no, I can't. I'm catching a flight because I need to get back to LA. I'm doing Jennifer Hudson tomorrow. And she goes, oh, well, you know what you have to do. And I was like, what? And she was like, you have to do the Spirit Tunnel. And I was like, what's the Spirit Tunnel? I'm on social media, but I'm not really on it like that. So she goes, oh, let me get it. So she like, click, runs into her dressing. I've never seen her this excited about anything. Runs into her dressing room, runs back, and like shoves Aaron Pierre doing this Spirit Tunnel in my face.
Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. What? Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Get it, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Get it, Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Get it.
And I'm like, what is this? I don't know. What's happening here? And she's like, you have to do this. And I'm like, I have to do his dance or I have to do the Spirit Tunnel? She's like, you gotta do the Spirit Tunnel. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Did she explain to you why it was so popular?
She did not explain to me, because I only watched like the first like 5 seconds of it.
Did you find out why it was so popular?
I literally watched where he walks out, he goes, like that's it. That's all I saw. And then she like pointed to how many views it had or whatever. So now fast forward, I'm on the plane, I pass out because it's a late flight. I get home, pass out, get up the next morning, and basically I'm up and on my way to J Hud. And now all I can hear is Gabrielle Union in the back of my head talking about the Spirit Tunnel. and going, it's Mufasa. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out here and have fun, and whatever happens, happens.
J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Everybody just see, pop up on our TV screen. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Hey, J Metro, put your damn hands up. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. He's the actor, that's a big factor. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Hey, J Metro, put your damn hands up. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. The actor we love to see, pop up on our TV screen. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Hey, J Metro, put your damn hands up. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. He's the actor, that's a big factor. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Hey, J Metro, put your damn hands up. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Hey, we love to see, pop up on our TV screen. J to the E-L, L to the I-S. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. J to the E-L, L to the I-S.
Ain't I ready?
Honestly, I kind of blacked out. I wish I would have actually had enough time to like put together a whole routine, because I would have gave him like Rhythm Nation or something like that. But I didn't. I fully blacked out.
You did good. You did good. You did us proud. Some other brothers have been there, and I'm like, ooh.
Man, my whole thing was like, I may never get this chance again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, who
absolutely.
knows? She might pivot to something else for the next time.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go and have a good time, man. And it's amazing to feel that love. I will say the love from that entire crew is absolutely insane.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
magical.
All right, we'll be right back. My sit down with the cast of Othello, Denzel and Jake, coming up next. Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal broke Broadway records this past year when their opening week for Othello set a record, making nearly $3 million at the theater box office. I had the opportunity to sit down with them.
What happens when you pair Oscar and Tony-nominated actor Jake Gyllenhaal with two-time Oscar and Tony Award winner Denzel Washington? A wave of excitement from fans, theatergoers, and even those actors sharing the stage with the two greats.
Is there a pinch me moment, or is there like a nerve-wracking moment when you go home at night and think like,
I mean, yes and both. Sometimes I'm like, I cannot believe that it's Denzel Washington, especially when you hear like a training day moment.
You got to decide.
That's it, it's you. So I have those moments, and then a lot of stress comes with it. I mean, we all just care so much about the show for one, and we want it to be great.
Denzel, no stranger to Shakespeare, portraying Brutus in Julius Caesar on Broadway.
If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it. She shall be thine.
Taking the lead in the film adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing.
Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting.
And most recently, delivering a critically acclaimed performance as Macbeth on Apple TV.
what is it about Shakespeare that seems to attract you to these projects?
It's just a challenge, you know. Yeah, it's the ultimate challenge, the greatest language, the best parts.
Credible writing.
Credible, yeah, he's pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's all right, yeah. Bill Shakespeare.
Bill?
Yeah,
Hey, Bill.
Bill's all right, yeah.
Now he's taking on the role of Othello, a military general who tragically murders his wife in a rage of jealousy.
The last time this was on Broadway, obviously, was with James Earl Jones.
Didn't see it, didn't get in, couldn't afford it.
I didn't
You weren't
get to
born.
see it at the time, but you're playing that role now. I mean, you have an okay resume. What is it like stepping into those shoes?
It's a completely different, the way Kenny has set it up, it's specifically non-specific. He calls it the near future. So it's these wards, it's this time, it's immediate. It's immediate, you know.
Kenny refers to longtime Broadway director Kenny Leon, who's adding a futuristic twist to this 400-year-old classic.
I will live up to my duty, and I ask that you rise up to yours.
Movie star Gyllenhaal lately becoming a familiar face on Broadway. He plays Othello's jealous, traitorous lieutenant.
There's a lot of humanness that takes place in this play, and I think that's what we're trying to follow, is when you don't communicate in the way that these two characters probably should, what happens? What happens when they've seen what they've seen and no one's given them the opportunity to express You know, what happens when they've shared the bonds that they've shared of war, and then they're led into a place where they have 9 months where they're not in combat. Right? What happens then in the mind? That's what the show is about, I think. It's the mind.
This new collaboration coming just weeks after Denzel received one of the biggest honors of his life.
Denzel Washington.
What was it about that moment when you got the presidential award that hit you?
It was cool walking around the White House. You know, man gives the award, God gives the reward. The awards are great, but my mind, heart, soul, and body are somewhere else. I appreciate that the president gave it to me, you know, and you know.
I would say that it's so interesting even to approach someone who's done the work and given our culture and our world what he's given us in his expression and his honesty and showing us, you know, so much about ourselves through looking at himself in his work.
Kendis Gibson, Pix 11 News.
That'll do it for this special Broadway edition of Kandid with Kendis. Special thanks to the cast of Sunset Blvd, Duke and Roya, and of course, my friends Denzel and Jake with Othello. See you next time.